Are you ready for the Binance apocalypse coming in September? American citizens, if you've done KYC at Binance, you're going to have to leave. And it's probably for the better anyways, because if you stayed on there, it would only be a matter of time before hackers got your KYC picture of you holding a passport standing in front of the mirror with your messy hair. But after this, we're going to be showing you the top 5 crypto exchanges for Americans. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, your one-stop shop for Bitcoin and crypto news, where liking and commenting will always get you an entry to win $1,000 in crypto, along with making sure you are a subscriber. And as a subscriber, you get access to all of our news. So today we're going to be taking a look at the news. Binance is going to be kicking people off in September. We've all heard it. But what does that mean for you if you're an American citizen and you did KYC? Well, you're going to have to find a different exchange. It's going to be a long time before the Binance US exchange is open. So today we're going to be looking at the top 5 crypto exchanges for Americans. Now, I do have to say, we are just touching on these 5. There are others that could have been mentioned, but we picked these 5 for an assortment of reasons that we're going to tell you. Now, these exchanges, I'm not giving you a full deep dive into each one. These are going to be pretty shallow. I'm basically going to tell you what I like about these exchanges and why it could be a good idea for you to sign up. Now, most of these have referral links. You can sign up for them through my video description. Some have some bonuses and some things like that. So here we go. Coming in at number 1, we have eToro. Now, you may not have heard of eToro, or maybe you've heard of it, but you've never seen it. So eToro touts itself as being the bridge between the old traditional financial market trading and blockchain-powered trading. Now, why does this sound new to you guys? Well, because eToro just came to the United States recently, but it's been operating in several other markets across the world and has been doing phenomenal. Now, it's much more than just crypto trading with eToro. As you can see here, right when you log in, it's got Apple listed, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Twitter, all of these different companies. Now, unfortunately for Americans, trading these kinds of assets through eToro are not available yet, but there are plans that eToro has over the next 12 months to be adding many more assets that Americans can trade. Now, one thing I really like about eToro is I love the user interface. To me, it's bar none the best user interface out there. Everything looks really cool. The colors pop, and I may be shallow, but I like that kind of thing. And I think statistics show that really people enjoy a good user interface, especially in a world where almost all the exchanges look like they were built by the exact same website designer. They all use the same guy. I mean, think about it. Binance, KuCoin, especially until recently, some have had some facelifts, but they all look the exact same. So eToro, definitely one I feel like you should check out. If you deposit $50, you can start trading on there today. I do have a link below. All right, guys, so let's move on to number 2. I have KuCoin. So what KuCoin lacks in quality, right? The website is not that great. There's some other things about it that are a little quirky. It makes up for in quantity. So KuCoin is going to be the spot you're going to want to go that's going to have the most coins. It's got 206 coins that you can trade on KuCoin. Now, a lot of exchanges are dwindling down their number of coins, but KuCoin, while they've dropped a few, it still is, for my money, the most out there, I believe, on one exchange, other than maybe a decentralized exchange. So especially for Americans, this will probably have the most coins. I don't think there's one that has more than 206. If there is, let me know in the comments below. But they also do soft staking with a lot of coins, including IOST, where you can earn dividends. Now, they also have their own coin, KCS. They just burned a bunch of it. Now, when there's a burn, the value goes up. KCS stands for KuCoin shares. And you get rewards for owning that, kind of like owning BNB with Binance. It's pretty similar, except the reward program with KuCoin is even better, and you're very incentivized, to trade with that coin to get, your trading fees off, but you're also earning dividends on it, which is really, really, really cool. So KuCoin definitely has a lot of stuff to like about it. It has the most. That's why I listed it at number 2. Now, coming in at number 3, we have old faithful Coinbase. So Coinbase is one that has a great user interface as well. It obviously has a lot of great web designers that work into this stuff. The mobile app is probably the best out there, and it's very beginner and newbie friendly, which is good to bring people in, right? We need adoption, we need mainstream, we got to have an easy on-ramp for people. But what you're paying for in quality is a high price. So you're basically having to pay higher fees for using Coinbase. So that's one thing people don't like about it. But it's got a very sophisticated, defense system when it comes to hacks. Binance has been hacked 3 times in 13 months. Has Coinbase? It hasn't, not that we know of. And if it has, it certainly wasn't for a large amount because we would all know. Now, if you are a more seasoned trader, you can use Coinbase Pro, which looks like the traditional exchanges that we've seen, from a lot of, other exchanges that you've probably used. It has the candlestick charts and, the order books and things like that. So Coinbase is more for the new person, and Coinbase Pro is more for the seasoned trader. But Coinbase only has 16 coins on it right now in my region. Maybe in your state it has more, but it only has 16. But I do feel like Coinbase is going to be adding a lot more lately. And I think one thing to think about with all of these exchanges we'll be talking about today is that they're all preparing themselves for this for this Binance bump. When Binance kicks these people off in September, they're all going to need somewhere to trade. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see these different platforms and exchanges fight it out to see which one is going to be able to get the most users. So if you do want to sign up for Coinbase, I do have a link below. You can get $10 free if you deposit $100 with that link only. So here we go, guys. Number 4, we got Sex.io. I don't know how to say that. Maybe it's just CEX, but I like saying sex with a C. We're family friendly, but everybody was produced by that process, or most people. Okay, so here we go. Let's look at CEX.io. So one thing I like about this chart, that is the 1 week chart. Let's go back to the 1 hour chart here. Is this one has a lot of trading tools. It's got live price charts, and it also has indicators. You can put indicators on and things like that. Basically, it's not as robust as something like TradingView, obviously. But I mean, just the way, you can kind of scroll in and out of the charts. I mean, it does kind of have that TradingView kind of feel to it. But, you can also pop up your charts in separate windows. There's a lot of stuff to like about this exchange for an advanced trader. Now, beginning traders can obviously do it as well. It's got a wide assortment of currency options. It's got 4 currencies that it accepts for deposits. US dollar, the British pound, the euro, and also the Russian ruble. So I don't know why the ruble's always in a hurry. I guess it's Russian. But anyways, so that is definitely an advantage of this. There's also high liquidity, high security, API-enabled cross-border, API-enabled cross-platform trading that is available, margin trading. There's definitely a lot to like about this exchange. That's why I have it at number 4. And as usual, you can sign up in the link below. So here we go, guys. Coming in number 5, I picked Kraken really for, I would say, idealistic reasons. Kraken is a good exchange, and I feel like while it's been around for a while and it's a big exchange, I do feel like that Kraken is an up-and-coming exchange. If you think of the 2 biggest exchanges, Coinbase and Binance, at least in the United States, what do they have in common? Well, of course, you're not going to be able to use Binance in the United States, but a lot of users use it now. The thing they have in common is they have powerful men up top that aren't afraid to speak their mind. They have CZ from Binance and obviously Brian Armstrong from Coinbase. They're both guys that get a lot of media attention. They say a lot of things, impactful things in crypto. And I think there's something to that. I think it's not a coincidence that the 2 biggest exchanges have 2 men that are, very huge mouthpieces for their, platforms. And I think Jesse Powell with Kraken is a person who is kind of next on that list. He's the next tier. But I think he actually stands a lot more for the decentralized values that crypto has, as opposed to, some of the stuff that CZ has said and done, which I feel like is always a giant game of spin, trying to spin any bad thing to make it, to make them look good. Jesse Powell even said that, if he is a CEO of an exchange, but he also said, don't keep your crypto on exchanges. So it seems like something that cancels each other out, and, it is a little paradoxical, but that just shows right there, even though he runs an exchange, he's still trying to educate people that use an exchange the best way to keep their crypto safe. And you gotta love that. So Kraken definitely has a good platform and things like that, but it's one that I would want to put my money on if I'm going to look for an on-ramp or to do some trading in the United States. because I really support what Kraken is doing. And I really think that this is an exchange that is going to go far and do very well. It already has, but I do think it can go to another level. So that's it, guys. Those are our 5 top exchanges for Americans. And be looking in the future. We'll do more in-depth dives. We'll look at each one of these platforms, do a tutorial on each one. So if you want to see that, drop me comments down below. If you want to see a different exchange, you feel like I missed one. I know there's definitely other United States exchanges, Bitstamp, Bittrex, Gemini. There's several out there that I missed. If there's one that you think that I missed, drop that one down below. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. BitBoy out.